It is the Jacksonville Jaguars against the New Orleans Saints. Saints favored by 2, in part, I believe, because we got it by 1 here on DraftKings. I don't know if it's at 2 or 1 at the moment. It's at 2 live right now.
Green Line has it at 2, yeah.
Green Line has it at 2. The Jags are saying it's a game-time decision for Trevor Lawrence. Remember, his last play, I believe it was on Sunday, gets the knee twisted up, and he's going to be there was not a massive concern in Jacksonville coming out of that game, but it is the short week.
Yep.
And so we got a game-time decision for Trevor Lawrence. The backup is C.J. Beathard, and they also signed preseason and Canadian football legend Nathan Rourke.
Legend. Yeah, owner of 2 of the most spectacular preseason plays of all time.
In one preseason, like in a matter of 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. So what are we looking for in this game? Saints are 3-3, Jags 4-2, leading the AFC South.
Yeah, I assume Trevor Lawrence is going to play. He was talking optimistically, but we got to wait till Thursday for the game time decision. So I'm kind of assuming he's going to go. Jacksonville's defense, both defenses actually, are probably the stories as much as we're focusing on Trevor Lawrence and his injury, and that's clearly the most important unknown heading into this game. Both defenses have been really impressive. The Saints DBs in particular, and this is like a multi-year thing, those guys contest the catch better than anybody else in the NFL as a unit collectively. They are just physical, aggressive. They're going to stray over the line sometimes, but they're going to make the officials call it. Otherwise, they're going to beat you up as a receiver core. And they're doing that this year. The defensive line that looked like a real weakness relative to previous years hasn't been that bad, actually, for the Saints. So it's a good defense. And then Jacksonville, their defense all season long has been actually doing pretty well. It's the offense that's had times where it's let itself down or struggled. And as you were pointing out to me before we went live, a questionable New Orleans offensive line got even more questionable during the week, and now Trayvon Walker might have another good game.
Yeah, Cesar Ruiz, he struggled at guard the other day, and the last 5 years is going to be playing. That's mean. I don't need to be snarky like that. Cesar Ruiz might be playing right tackle for Ryan Ramczyk here tonight. So last week we mentioned Trayvon Walker's potential breakout game against rookie Blake Freeland, who just doesn't look like he's got the anchor to anchor in pass protection right now. And that was the case. Trayvon Walker, threw him around a little bit, came on, and Walker had his highest pass rush win rate in. I think he had a better one in a game last year, but it was a much smaller sample. So my point is the offensive line has been an issue for the Saints during the season anyway. Nick Saldiveri, the rookie, probably starting at guard here. Ruiz moves out to right tackle. You have Max Garcia playing left guard. Trevor Penning struggling at left tackle. It's not great. The Jags pass rush, I think they're kind of just dependent on who they play.
Right.
They are capable against lesser offensive lines, but they have done a really nice job covering on the back ends. Their back seven has played extremely well in Jacksonville. So you're right. I think the defenses are the story, and the Jags defense might have even more opportunities against the makeshift Saints line.
Yeah, I think the general exception to that is Josh Allen, who is good, but even Allen is sort of dependent on who he's going up against. Like if it's not a great offensive tackle, and by that I mean not necessarily a bad one, but if it's just not a great player, he'll probably have a pretty good game. But if he goes up against a truly elite left tackle, he might struggle.
Does he have what we used to say about Robert Quinn? Remember Robert Quinn that one year would have 7, 8, 9 pressures against, bad Bears tackle or whatever, and then he goes up against Joe Staley and he'd have 1.
Yeah, I don't think he necessarily needs, he doesn't need bad players. He just needs the guy not to be Trent Williams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he goes up against truly elite players, he's probably going to get shut down. But against anything else, he can have a good day. It is worth pointing out, the Cesar Ruiz thing. He's been in the league 4 years now. He's played most of his time at right guard, a few hundred snaps at center. His grades for his career: 53.8 as a rookie, 57.6, 56.6, and this season he's been on course for a 46.8. He's never graded above average in any facet in any year. And yet they've handed him a big extension, and now they're saying, now you got to go play right tackle because we got injuries. I mean, you don't know, but there's literally no evidence from his NFL career that says that's going to go well.
Yeah, so that's a challenge there, I think, for the Saints. In addition to, I think, everything I was saying in the recap show for the Saints-Texans game on Monday, the offense just is off. Red zone issues. Carr has the third worst passing grade in the red zone, and so many plays where Carr is either just not seeing it or the timing is not there between QB and receiver. There are a lot of big plays. We know Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave have created big plays, but that offense has stalled out once they get into the scoring zone, red area, green area, and the whole deal. Saints have to figure that out offensively, and I think this might be a tough night to do that against a pretty good Jaguars defense here.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have any wit and wit out bets here?
Have you been keeping track of those? I've just been assuming that you're like honoring,
The Browns one didn't matter the other day. We had a wit and wit out,
right?
Watson and PJ Walker, because I think we recorded just before Watson was officially declared out last week.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't matter because the Browns covered, so we both lost. No matter, because we were going to change the spread. We were going to, so yeah, I'm keeping track.
Okay,
we're keeping track.
All right.
But yeah, I think I think Lawrence and the Jags offense are going to be challenged here by the Saints. I like the Jags, but maybe the short week and the Lawrence injuries got me leaning Saints.
Yeah,
here.
well, I will take Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence. Without, I'll take New Orleans.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. Give me Lawrence Witt. The thing about the Saints, there's always a few teams around the league. It's often the Jags who are just annoying to pick. Because week to week, you just don't know what you're going to get. Like the Saints are 2 weeks ago. I know the Patriots aren't good, but they beat the Patriots 34-0. Right, and then last week they lose to the Texans, and they couldn't figure out how to score the entire second half, missing field goals and the whole thing too. The Saints are capable. They're a capable team. I just don't know when they're going to show up and be capable. I'll take the Jags.
Are they a home road team? Have you looked at their splits? They feel like the kind of team that would be like amazing at home and terrible on the road.
Well, they dominated the Titans at home in week 1 defensively. It was a close game.
And
they lost their second home game, which was against someone else.
Nice analysis.
Who did they lose to at home?
Who did they lose to at home? Tampa Bay.
That's right. They kind of laid an egg against Tampa Bay, a team that's I think what's made the Saints most confusing.
So they only had two home games and lost one of them.
Yeah. I might lean Saints here, actually. Dome's going to be bumping on a Thursday night. Give me the Saints, regardless. Give me the Saints. I'm doing it.
Look how easy it is to sway you. Just start talking about home road splits.